Welcome. I am Lynn Whitbeck, and you are at Get More Clients. Business owners and entrepreneurs hire me to ignite winning sales because most are chasing down leads, lack client retention, conversion, and profit. And the mission of this show is to educate, inspire, and motivate women and men around the world to build a robust sales strategy to get more clients. Because many can't get more clients and haven't a clue why. You will learn to transfer in thinking to the client's perspective, eliminate the lengthy, chaotic sales cycle to ignite your sales and unleash lasting profits. You'll also have the opportunity to connect with me further to see how I can support you beyond today. If you've ever seen the movie Glengarry Glen Ross, you're going to have a perfect example of hard closes. I have to say, it's one of those movies you can just never unsee. And I had multiple people over the years tell me that this was a classic, a sales classic, and as a salesperson, I should watch the movie. So one day there it was in a DVD bargain bin. And I thought, hey, what the heck? I'll go ahead and buy this. And, honestly, the fact that it was in the DVD bargain bin should have been my first tell. When I got to watching the movie, I truly came close to throwing something through the TV. I was just so angry. I was screaming at the TV. The movie storyline just filled me with utter disgust. This was just not how you treat prospects and clients, one another. It was just, ugh. And the thing about Glengarry Glen Ross is it exemplifies why salespeople get a bad rap. It just is truly the sleazy, manipulative salesperson. And it really exposes the ruthless ugliness of hard closing. And to sum up how much I hate this movie, it reveals in horrible detail how hard closing ignores the client's needs and takes gross ethical liberties. So let's move on to something more positive, except that this is going to be a key part of listening to the show today. Last week, I shared how to stack your yeses to win more clients. And today, I'm going to be showing you getting to yes, the best 3 methods to win with integrity. So as you can see, that's not that horrible movie. Because closing is about helping your prospect solve the challenges they face so they can. Closing encompasses all and any of the incremental agreements you've secured throughout the sales process, stacking your yeses. And keeping track of all the information that you've collected during the client journey is going to help you ask the right questions and close more deals. By the end of today's show, you will know the difference between hard and soft closes, 3 non-manipulative ways to ask for the sale, and closing questions to guide the sale forward. When you focus on delivering value to your clients that benefit them so they can, you can and have earned the right to ask for the sale. When you believe in yourself and your product or service and your organization, you're in a unique position to be a real service to your client. You have the solutions for the challenges they are facing, and it's time to help them out and close the sale. So the difference between hard and soft closes. Many people consider that there are 2 types of closes, hard and soft. And, for full disclosure, if you haven't already figured out by my very brief review of Glengarry Glen Ross, I think hard closes place a heavy emphasis on psychological tricks to force the sale. And this is never a winning solution. Never. Hard closes ignore what happens immediately before and after the sale. Instead, they pressure the buyer into saying yes. Sleazy, hard closing methods employ those psychological tricks that are designed to give the final nudge. So an example is in a now or never close. And a sales shark will make an offer that includes a special benefit that prompts the immediate purchase. And one example is, this is the last one at this price. Another, we've got a 20% discount just for buyers who sign today. And a third example, if you commit to purchase now, you will be fast-tracked in front of the delivery schedule. So these hard closing techniques works for sales sharks, and they work even today because it does create a sense of urgency, and it's all about right now. It's not about the long-term client relationship. That's why these people constantly face client churn. They don't have raving fans, only in the short term. They don't have long-term raving fans. They don't have long-term clients. They don't get repeat business. They don't get introductions and referrals. The problem with hard closes is that they place a heavy emphasis on psychological tricks or tactics designed to force a buyer into making a purchase. They also ignore what happens immediately before or after the sale before you ask for that commitment. And while such tactics may work with individual buyers, they do plant a bitter seed of being manipulated. Another key point is B2B buyers aren't as easy, if at all, to be tricked or pressured into saying yes, since the dollar amounts are usually high and the risk of making a mistake is great. They answer to other people. They have their boss, and there are often multiple decision makers. So here we are. My whole rant about hard closes, because when the time is right for the decision, it's always best to maintain your worthy intent and close the sale by aligning priorities. Soft closes demonstrate the advantages of your product or service to your clients. They answer the core questions that how would your product or service benefit them, right? How is this going to make a difference? Why does it matter to them? So they can, ... So they can what? Closing is truly about helping your prospect solve the challenges they face, right? It's helping and serving, creating impact so they can, whatever that happens to be, help their team, help their organization, help their own clients, help their community. Soft closes use low impact questions to secure commitment. And low impact questions really focus on the benefits without making demands. So I've got some examples for you. You told me that creating efficiencies and streamlining your sales lead process is a top priority. How would our program of delivering highly qualified leads help you achieve your goal? Now, this example aligns and summarizes your prospect's business needs. They give the answer as to why your service is a fit, why it matters to them, so they can. And that sets you up perfectly so that you can ask the next closing question. Would you like to start this month or next month? The key is to link your features and benefits to their input. It's really about what matters to them, what keeps them up late at night, what's a burning desire for them to solve, either the solution, the pain point, what's impacting them so they can, and to focus on what they see as the paramount importance. That's what's keeping them up at night. What's a monetizable pain point? What's a big goal that they truly desire to achieve? When you assume from the beginning that your prospect will buy, It enables you to pay attention to their situation and perspective, because you're not going to war in your own mind about this. You're in a very positive mindset. And bringing this level of positivity to the process is powerful and self-fulfilling. You make it easier for your client to say yes because they recognize what they're getting. Soft closes demonstrate the advantages of your product or service for your clients. They answer the core questions of your client. If I haven't made this really clear, hard closes do not. So let's touch base. 3 manipulative, non-manipulative, let me be really clear, 3 non-manipulative ways to ask for the sale. So there are 3 ways that I really like that you can ask for the sale where you are approaching with worthy intent. These are the direct close, the assumptive close, and the choice close. The direct close is a simple, straightforward approach, and it's the most effective way to ask for the sale. So a direct example is, would you like to move forward with this? Now, it is a yes or no question, but if you've staged things to that point, that should be a simple yes. Another way to place this, so it's not a yes or no, is when can we get started? There's lots and lots of variations on this, so you can see what I mean. Now, let's move on to number 2. The assumptive closing technique uses the power of suggestion by assuming your client has already made the decision to buy. So here's an example. Can we start on the 15th? So you're assuming that the answer is yes, and you've put a date out there. Another one is, shall we set you up with automated invoicing? Right? So those are 2 questions, and you can see how that works. Now, the third method is using a choice to close the sale. And I really love using the choice to close the sale because it doesn't give you that yes or no option. And offering a choice makes your client's decision easier by giving them an option between which rather than yes or no. Here's an example. Would you prefer to start next week on the 15th or the following week on the 22nd? Right? There is no yes or no. Another example. Do you want the 3-month or 6-month installment plan? So all of these methods reinforce the relationship you have built to become a trusted partner. You're about building these long-term, strong relationships. And you can also combine these 3 closing methods, the direct, the assumptive, and the choice, in any kind of combination. So an example of combining choice and direct is, you've told me that improving morale in your production team is a top priority. Would a 3-month trial prove our results, or would a 6-month trial be a better proof of concept? After they answer, then can we wrap this up? Right? So let's get it moving. So no matter which soft closing techniques you choose, make sure you are clear and specific when you ask your prospect to close. If you don't specifically ask to close the deal, you may never get a commitment to move forward. You've got to ask for the sale. Oh my goodness gracious. Yes, ask for the sale. When it may seem easy to avoid asking because you don't want to hear a no from your client, you are never going to get to a yes. Hearing no just means you have more concerns to address, or the timing may not be right. Be bold and ask for the sale. You've got to ask for what you want. And you are driven by the fact that you know that you can help and serve them and create impact so they can ... All right. Now, let's pivot to closing questions, because there's a lot of different closing questions that you can ask. I'm going to go run through a number of examples. Now, While each industry, product, and service will have unique closing questions, you can move the sale forward with simple questions. And these examples are designed to give you a flavor and a taste for something that you can then use for yourself. You got to make it your own. All right, here we go. Here's some simple examples. Will delivery next Friday work, or would the Thursday be better? All right, number 2. Should we begin implementation planning the week of the 15th? So, as I've mentioned, these questions that I'm providing are intended only to act as a guide. You want to make adjustments to fit your personality, organization, and product or service, and always adapt to your clients, your prospects' situation, and desired benefits. An example: what are the steps we need to take to implement the program? Now, this is a direct question that's not a yes or no. It's like, what do we need to do to get to the yes? Okay, another example. Based on what we discussed, our solution will deliver the results you are seeking while increasing your capacity. Would you like monthly or bi-monthly billing? Now, in that example, we sort of recap the benefit that they've already told us that matter to them. And now we're reframing it in a choice. Would you like monthly or bi-monthly billing? All right, here's another example. We are really looking forward to partnering with you. Should we schedule the kickoff meeting next week or the following? All right, I'm going to keep going through these examples. When would you like to start the trial program? Not a yes, not a no. You could also modify that. Would you like to make a $1,500 deposit or a $2,500 deposit? Once again, choice, yes or no, is not an option. They're going to tell you which one those are, or they're going to say, well, wait a minute. And then you're going to find out what objections you haven't handled. All right, another example. I so enjoy working with you and your team and the way you are quickly expanding your market share. That's why I would like to suggest our on-site service plan. Can I write the order up as we've discussed? Right. And finally, I've got couple more, actually one more. Would you prefer having the order packed in 20-pound or 30-pound boxes? Right? If you deliver a product, it could be very important. That's a great question because their warehousing and their delivery, who's going to be moving these boxes? Some people don't want 35-pound boxes. And while these closing questions may not fit your exact business, your business model, your industry, you can see how they flow together. And it's very easy for you to adapt them and make them your own. You want to go ahead and create queries that match your product or service while fitting your personality style, right? So you want to be able to feel really comfortable asking these questions. And it's always a good idea to run them past someone else to find out if what other people ask for their closing questions, how they work that style, the format they use. This is not intended to be a script. Anyone that tells you that you have to follow an exact script word for word and you cannot deviate, that's a complete failure. All right, here's the thing. Your prospect, they're smart people. And they can figure it out when you're reading a script line by line, exactly this way to close the sale. And it literally, they lose patience with it. They can't get a word in edgewise, and you're just about railroading over them. So it's really important that you adapt these closing questions so they fit who you are and your product or service and the industry. And most important, the prospect, right? Go back and look through all the personality coding episodes that we've discussed. This core communication of closing is vital. You have to talk in the language that makes the most sense to them. If you've got someone who's a high action, you're going to talk about how this is an opportunity, how it's exciting, how this is going to give them more freedom, right? Things that are going to matter to them, right? If you're talking to someone who's an optimizer, you're going to be talking about the structure, the stability, how the process is going to work. If you're talking to a relator, you're going to be talking about the collaboration, the community, the relationships. And if you're talking about that expert, you are going to be talking about that big picture, the opportunity of learning and expanding their knowledge base, how we're going to leverage their expertise to bring this new piece of technology or of learning into their environment to impact their community, their business, their team. So keeping in mind those core personality closings when your questions, oh my goodness, those core personality codes. There we go. I got it right this time. 3 times the charm. Into your dialogue when you're doing the closing and paying attention to the language, the body language, and the clues and cues that they give back to you are really important. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is that you've got to ask for the sale. All right? If you don't ask, you don't get. It's really that simple. The types of closes that I illustrated in today's episode are honest and ethical, except for the ones at the very beginning when I was comparing them to Glengarry Glen Ross and those hard closes. The whole point is that when you use ethical and honest soft close methods, the direct, the assumptive, the choice, you secure commitment without making demands. Strong sales and closing results begin with a burning belief in your service, in yourself, in the product that you're going to be delivering, and your ability to make a significant positive impact for your client's business or for their personal life or their team or their community. When you start with that worthy intent and you hold on to it throughout the sales process, you're going to build stronger relationships that turn into raving fans, people who want to do business with you again and again, who will provide you with introductions and referrals. Approaching the sales process with this positivity helps you assume that your prospect will want to move forward with your solution at some point. Because remember, no is simply a no, not now. And you'll go into your follow-up sequence that we've already covered so you can move to the yes, right? Because that's what's important. It's that right timing. So I want to thank you all for tuning in today. My purpose is for you to get more clients. Bottom line, don't make this harder than it has to be. Sales should be a win-win. And on behalf of Petite to Queen, I've carved out a limited number of time slots to invite you to hop on and ignite your sales call with me to see what's working, not working, and what you would love to have working. I'm going to see how I might further support you in effectively generating more leads, converting more sales, and fulfilling on your promise as a brand and organization. The fastest way to success is to assure people know that they matter. And the best way to make this happen is to build a consistent sales strategy to acquire, convert, and capitalize on every lead. You will find growing your business is easy and lucrative. Today, we explored getting to yes, the best 3 closing methods to win with integrity. The key is for you to implement these steps to stop wasting time, energy, and resources. You have the opportunity to jump in and get the support you need for true success. Say yes to you and get on a call with me. I am truly gifted at this, and you deserve a shortcut to your success with the right support. You can go to ptq.link/win-win. Our Get More Clients programs are designed for immediate on-the-fly implementation and for individuals who are committed to taking action to move their business forward. To learn more about our Get More Clients program, you can visit our website at petitetoqueen.com. You can also connect with me on our website, and to stay current on all of our insightful advice, our breakthrough advantages, and never miss an episode, you can sign up for our weekly Wisdoms newsletter at petitetoqueen.com. Now, next week on Get More Clients, we're going to be discussing how to turn no to yes, making sure everyone is happy. So don't miss a single episode by going ahead and subscribing to Get More Clients wherever you get your podcasts. And if you love the show, please share it with your friends, your family, your peers. And if you love this, please give us a 5-star review. We would very much appreciate it. And I will see you next week on Get More Clients.